All right. Let's work on our boos. Boo. Let me hear your boos. Boo. Let me hear your fake laugh. What happens when someone says something cute? You gotta hear me your ahs. Your aw. That's good. You guys are good. You're ready. All right, I'm gonna start it off with a couple of jokes, and then we'll pass it off to the first comic, and we'll start the show. Trump. Oh my gosh. Ooh, there you go. Can you believe it, folks? He's gonna do it. I can't believe it. I figured I saw off with the easy stuff first, low-hanging fruit. I'm a Latino, right? So he says that all the Latinos are gonna build a wall, right? I was like, wait, he doesn't know Latinos. Latinos just gonna build a wall. We'll build a wall and a roof and another wall and a kitchen, and we'll have a quinceañera up in there. Get one of those Trump piñatas, right? Those are like the end thing right now. We'll do that. We'll hit that up. It's exciting. I'm excited about that. So what else can I talk about? I was thinking about this the other day. If Amish people could travel back in time, would they even notice? It's the same thing, Jebediah. It's the same thing. You know, Metro's motto is, Metro opens doors, right? That's obviously not true. Metro closes doors on your arms. It's pretty bad. The Bethesda Metro is insane. That staircase, the escalators, is long. It takes like 3 minutes to go from the top to the bottom. I'm half expecting people in devil costumes to be dancing around when you get down there. Thank you. Metro Riders represent. Let's finish these last two jokes and I'll bring up the new comic. So let's practice on your clapping here. So I got married and engaged this past year. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. And I feel like I'm at a different level of commitment, right? Now that she, when she's looking for a job, I'm committed to it. The other day I said, you should work for the CIA or the FBI. She says, why do you want me to work for them? And I said, when I ask you about your day, you're not allowed to tell me. Hey, wife jokes. I can do them now. Yeah, someone said, I'll be here all day. Thankfully, no. The other thing I was thinking about the other day was that, when you get married, you get engaged, you get to give her a ring, right? 2 months salary, whatever that is, or whatever scam. And now it's like 2016, so the dude gets a present. It's called an engagement present. So I thought I was going to get this kick-ass present, like an Xbox One or something like that, right? And she gave me this box, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I opened it up, and it was this. It was a Fitbit. That was my engagement present, guys. It's her subtle way of being like, you're fat, lose weight. And I was like, yeah, okay, get it. And she's really into it. Right? She's like, how many steps did you take? It's a pedometer, right? And I looked at the app, and it connects to your phone, and I was like, let me look it up. 5? She's like, you need more steps. You need more steps than that. And so I said, how many steps do you take? She said, I did 20,000 steps this week, today alone. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of steps. And she ran away, and she went to the bed and went to sleep. And I got smart. I figured out how to trick it. Figured out how to trick the Fitbit. I kept it on when I was jacking off. Guys, I had 20,000 steps in like 5 minutes. New world record. According to Fitbit, I'm the best shape of my life. All right, so let's bring up your next comic. Enough for me. This guy's a cool cat. I've been doing the comedy with him for recently quite a lot. So he's a really cool cat. His name's Quinn Weber. Give it up for Quinn.
All right, starting this thing off. It's bright as fuck up here. God damn. All right, anyone single in this bar? I'll be the first comedian to ask. All right, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, dating's fucking rough, man. I recently was dating this girl. I had an awkward moment with her. We were going through past exes, and the guy she had dated before me had a face tattoo. So I asked the natural question, what would you say if I got a face tattoo? Her answer was, that would be hot. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me, but I don't get hotter with a face tattoo, nor do I look like it. Like, no one's ever seen me and been like, man, he's kind of cute, but you know what he needs? A teardrop right here. Like, the Mike Tyson would just fit him so well. But I also had another first. I recently got hit on by a gay guy for the first time, which was the first time in my life anyone that's tried to fuck me I've had to deny. But I felt really bad about it, and I started to rationalize. I was like, man, I went on a second date with a girl that said the N-word on the first. I dated a girl that was into guys with face tattoos. Maybe he's not such a bad guy. I'm not gay, but maybe we can make this work. Probably. So I'm from out of town. We have this weird store in my hometown. It's called Video 7. It's not a chain or anything. There's never been Video 1 through 6, which is kind of weird. But I had lost my ex-girlfriend's Netflix while I was home. So if anyone has a password, I need to finish making a murderer. That's cool. But yeah, so I went down there partly out of nostalgia, partly to figure out how the store was still open. Walked out with two things. A VHS of Titanic and an 8-ball of Coke. And I don't know what the more improbable part of that situation is, because I don't own a VHS player, and I don't do Coke. I was just like, fuck, I gotta keep this store open. Buy local. But I have noticed, I'm a big movie guy. I've noticed two movies are very similar if you watch them back to back. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and The Hunger Games. And the worst part is, Willy Wonka runs the more fucked up Hunger Games. Like, the parents have to accompany the kids. And also, when you die in the Hunger Games, it's honorable. You've died representing your district, and a cannon goes off when you die. And at the end of the night, your face is shot in the sky by fireworks. But when you die in the Wonka factory, Oompa Loompas come out and sing a condescending song about you. The moral of the story is it's better to be the fat kid in the Hunger Games. But I hate how, I'll do some Trump material. I hate how people's kind of default dystopian situation is the Hunger Games now. And like everyone's like, oh, Donald Trump's going to bring back the Hunger Games. No, The Apprentice is just going to get more fucked up. Like, you thought you had to do some crazy shit in the Clinton White House? Man. Can't see. So, I'm not a big fan of modern technology, especially virtual reality. Not because of any 1984 kind of shit, but because it reminds me a lot of lucid dreaming. And I've read somewhere that if you lucid dream too much too often, a side effect is that you start to, dreams and reality become indistinguishable, and a side effect is that you piss yourself in public. And I'm not a fan of any technology that makes you piss yourself in public. Testicular cancer from the radiation from my cell phone? I'll take it. Because when you survive testicular cancer, you're here with a man down. If you piss yourself in public, you're a social liability. So, do you guys know what ketamine is? Yep. It is a rave drug, a horse tranquilizer, but it's also an antidepressant. It's a really good one, actually. which is why you've never seen depressed people at raves, depressed horses, or depressed horses at raves. Do you think there's some older horses, though, that are going around like, man, kids these days have it so nice, they got all these drugs. Back in my day, we just kind of had to be hung and be happy about it. So, I'm a big TV fan, and one of my favorite shows got canceled a few months back. It's called Mythbusters. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Yeah, I love Mythbusters. So I've proposed kind of a stopgap until they bring it back. The show is called Stereotype Busters. The show where we use a scientific method to figure out, are Asians the worst drivers? Are Jews the best lawyers? Mexicans, hardworking or lazy? Will it be the most racist show on TV? Plausible. Someone gets that. So Karl Marx once said that religion is the opiate of the people. I think if he lived in 2016, he'd change his mind and pick the Kardashians. But it sort of explains why slang for Kim Kardashian's ass is called church. I have some Maryland material prepared because it's my first show in Maryland. I recently went to an O's game, and I got this thing called a dirty bow. Do you guys know what it is? It's Old Bay and a natty bow, which is probably the most Maryland thing you can create. But I want to know how it happened. Was it kind of like a happy accident? Like, one day, someone was just kind of carrying one and ran into his friend with the other, and he's like, oh no, you got your beer in my bow. Your bay in my bow. God, they're so similar. Or was it just kind of like, did it just make sense for Maryland? I'm out of material, I'll go.
Give it up for Quinn Weber. Quinn. That was great, Quinn. Thank you. All right, the next comic coming up to the stage. I don't know. I've known this guy for about almost 5 years now. He's a giant nerd. He's not very nice. Because, comics always say all these nice things about their friends. We're like, hey, you should come on up. You're great. You're awesome. No, we hate each other and never have gotten along. Give it up for Max Rosenblum, everybody.
Alex Espinoza, what's up? How you guys doing? You guys are doing good? Okay. Because it seems like you have less energy than a Ben Carson rally, but I guess we'll figure it out. I'm from California. Is anyone else here from California? Okay. When I tell people I'm from California and I live here, you get a pretty consistent reaction. Do you know, what's your name, miss? You raised your hand, yeah. Michelle, okay. I get a pretty consistent reaction. If I tell someone I'm from California, they're like, you're from California? Why would you move to D.C.? Why would you move to D.C.? Right. And I think that, I don't quite understand that. I think both D.C. and California, I like both, okay? I think D.C. is a great place, and California is just so much better. I can't really put my finger on it. It's just so much better. But, and I get it. It's hard. It's hard. If you're from California, it's hard to come to D.C. and make friends. So you end up gravitating to hanging out with the people that you already know. Like, I know a girl who just hangs out with granola bars. You know what I mean? She'll put, googly eyes on them. She'll give them names. It's crazy. Whenever the things that people from California complain about, they're miserable. Everything's always complaining about how much better California is than D.C. It's always like, oh my God, the weather. Are you kidding me? The weather. It's so much better in California. The beaches are so much better in California. The Mexican food is so much better in California. The Mexicans are so much better in California. And it's like, of course the Mexicans are better in California. 90% of Mexicans in D.C. aren't Mexican. They're Salvadorian and they serve you empanadas. That's I know why people from California struggle in D.C. It's because, people say that D.C. is the Hollywood for ugly people. But I don't think that sums it up enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't take it far enough. And like, I don't mean to be offensive if you're from California. I'm also from California. I'm not trying to offend you, right? I think you're probably y'all probably great people, but let's be honest, you just weren't physically attractive enough for California to make you stay. You know what I mean? Like, if a really attractive person from California buys a ticket to DC and they show up at TSA, they will treat it like, they'll just be like, are you sure you haven't tried porn? Like, that's, my dad liked that. That's fine. There's something there. All right, fuck you. I know what you're thinking too, like, that's not possible, Max. Not all people from California are ugly. You're tall and a handsome guy. But like, I'll tell you, I wasn't, because when I was in California, when I was a sophomore in high school, at the same time, I had glasses, braces, and a back brace. You just heard what the fuck I said, right? That's the ultimate cock block. Like, no high school girl has ever wanted to have sex with Harry Potter / RoboCop. You know what I mean? That's just not... Got it. It's okay. I don't give a fuck. Any Jews? Any Jewish people? I'm Jewish. People who are Jewish, I feel like my Christian and Catholic and my Christmas celebrating friends, they don't feel comfortable using the word Christmas around me. Like they offend me. Like it's offensive. If I have a friend who's like going away for a Christmas holiday, I'll be like, oh, what are you doing, this week? And they're like, oh, I'm going to visit my family for Christmas. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know that's got to be so upsetting to you. I'm so sorry. Are you going to be okay? Christmas? Yeah, I'm sorry. I know. I didn't mean to say that. I don't know why people think that Christmas is going to upset me. Okay? Because on Christmas, all Christians are indoors. That's music to the ears of any mischievous Jew. Okay? On Christmas, I just get together with my buddies and we're just like, what are we going to take? On December 26th, Christians wake up and they're like wondering why their loans aren't with Sally Mae anymore. Like, that's what I do on Christmas. Nice. Okay, I'll take that. I turned 27 on Friday. So, yeah. I turned 27 on Friday, so I'm still pretty young, but I feel like I have old Jew tendencies, Like I feel like I'm an old Jew trapped inside of a young Jew's body, That's kind of why I identify with transgender people so much. But even worse, Like, as far as like bathrooms go, all transgender people want is to use the same bathrooms as everybody else. I want my own fucking bathroom, because all the other ones are unclean. Like, that's how much of an old Jew that I am. And you might be judging me, you might be thinking, Max, that could still be offensive, talking about transgender people, but you don't understand. I was born this way, okay? I was born this way. All I want is a $1 bagel and some fucking hand soap. That's all I want. I have anyone here love dogs? You love dogs? Fuck this Jew shit. Talk about. I have a coworker who loves dogs. She loves dogs so much. She brings her dog into work. Her whole life is about her dog. She came to work a couple weeks ago. She showed up in the morning. She's like, Max, you wouldn't believe it. I was out walking Sadie last night, and someone was walking their cat. Someone was walking their cat. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's unusual. But I don't understand why people scoff at the idea of people treating their cats like dogs, but they don't think it's weird that they treat their dogs like humans, Like, they just go up to people like, are you walking your fucking cat right now? Because my dog cannot enjoy his brunch while you're walking your fucking cat right now. My fully clothed dog is having trouble drinking her mimosa while you're walking your cat. Take that cat off a leash. That's when I realized, right, I recognize white privilege is a thing. Male privilege is a thing. A privilege no one wants to talk about. That's dog owner privilege. No one talks about this. Dog owners can do anything they want and get away with it, and no one will say shit. All right, I'll tell you what I mean. Near my work, There's a street sign, okay? It says, failure to pick up your pet waste may result in a $50 fine. Right next to it, a different sign, loitering in public, $200 fine. Why the disparity? Why not just have one sign that says, hey, pick up your dog shit? But if you elect not to, keep it moving. Don't just stand there being an asshole, not picking up your dog shit. Have somewhere to be. It's a weird attitude, right? If you listen to the language or you hear the language, failure to pick up your dog shit may result in a fine, but loitering in public will. So the attitude is, if you're standing there in public for too long, not doing anything, $200, hand it over right now. But if your dog takes a shit and you walk away, they treat it like it's under 2 minutes in the NFL and they have to review every play. They just have the ref going into the booth and he's like, I want to see if he had 2 feet in bounds when his dog took a shit. I date. I'm kind of like sick of dating's hard because like I'm sick of dating like the people who like say one thing but mean another. Like I'm kind of sick of like dating the girl, the not that type of girl who is that type of girl. You know what I mean? Like just be true to yourself. You know, like we just met on Tinder. I bought you jumbo slice. We're making out in my bed 4 hours later. Like you just be true to your. That's not how that worked. Some girls will lie to you, and then others will put that lie in writing on their body. Some of them will do it in Arabic. Sorry for you. I met this girl. We only hung out once, and she had a tattoo in Arabic on her side that just said, "Make good decisions." I was like, first of all, what's her name? Why are you doing that? It's crazy to see a visual representation of contradiction. Like, all I said to her was like, that's not halal, Susan. That's what I said. I'm going to make a shirt with "That's not halal, Susan" on it. I don't know how much time I have. I was talking about my coworker earlier with the dogs. You ever have people in your life use inspirational phrases out of context for, like they'll just bring up Dalai Lama or Gandhi for no reason at all. I was working on a project with a coworker, and she was being kind of stubborn, so I told her as much, all right? I was like, you're being kind of stubborn right now. And then she was like, well, as Winston Churchill said, if you have enemies, good, that means you stood for something. At that point, that's less of an inspirational quote and more of just a convenient excuse to be an asshole. Right? Because if you think about it, when Winston Churchill said that quote, he was dealing with the Iron Curtain. Right now, you're just trying to force quit PowerPoint. That's not the same life. Like, he had imminent threat of a nuclear war, and you're trying to turn a doc into a Doc X. Stop comparing your life. I don't like when people use these phrases from famous people to apply to their shitty lives. Like you hear women do it a lot, right? They'll use the famous Marilyn Monroe quote, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. It's like, stop doing that. That's not your life. And here's a reason why you can't do that. Because these quotes, you can't take them everywhere. Yeah, maybe you can apply it in an office situation. But like, let's say you're on trial for murder, and a lawyer walks up to you to cross-examine you, and he looks you right in the eye, and he says, did you murder that woman? You can't be like, well, as Winston Churchill said, if you have enemies, good, that means you stood for something. Like, that's going to get you locked up. Why even use an inspirational quote? At that point, when the lawyer comes up to you and he asks you if you murdered that woman, you might as well just say, look, haters going to hate. You guys have been great. My name is Max. Bye.
Max Rosenblum, everybody! Get over him! Fantastic comic. I love you, Max. Everything I said before was a lie. No, Max is a good Jewish friend. It's funny, like, having that diversity is really important, but I always don't want to be careful of offending other individuals. Like, the other day I was calling Comcast to change something in my bill, and the customer service rep said, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not able to make that change. And I said, oh, Jesus, and I was going to finish it out and say, oh, Jesus Christ, but I thought it might be offensive to her. She might be Christian, But I stopped halfway through, so it came out, oh, Jews. It was worse. All right. The next comic coming up. He's really helped the comedy community quite a bit. I want to give him props. Him and Max started a room about a couple of years ago. He's really contributed quite a bit to the comedy community. I tip my hat to him. I'm going to bring up Dave Coulter, everyone. Give it up for Dave Coulter!
Completely inappropriate. Stop. Make people think nice things about me. That's fucked. How are you, people in here? That good, huh? Awesome. I shit, it is bright up here. Did you guys get songs stuck in your head? Like, all right, bullshit on that. First of all, 2% of you get songs stuck in your head. I don't believe you. Thank you. What's the song, guy who's very adamant about that? What song do you get stuck in your head the most frequently these days? The Neutron Dance? You're by Devo? All right, Jesus Christ, that's way too old. That's way too old for me. I'm in my 30s and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? For the love of God. The worst one for me lately is Adele. Hello by Adele. No shit, right? Like, look at me. Look at me. There's no reason I should have that song stuck in my head ever. But I'll be doing something normal like, I don't know, like doing the laundry or something. And it's just like, hello. It's me. I know who it is, Adele. You've been there for 2 months. Get the fuck out of my head, you bitch. Jesus. I don't need these sorts of feelings when I'm like, I don't know, doing the dishes or jerking off to weird porno. That's a weird thing. I don't need to feel sad for that midget that I'm jerking off. Anyway, sorry. All right. Strange. Another one that I've had recently that hit me like I think I was like playing with my cat or something, and it was just like, I love myself. I want you to love me. And I know this guy from the 80s here knows what I'm talking about. Like, God, he's eating right now, so he can't yell that he affirms. But like, just a 30-something-year-old man getting the divinals out of nowhere stuck in his head is not a good look for anybody. I fucking... It's not good. You know at the end of that song she says, I honestly do? Like, you wrote a song about it. We believe you. Are you fucking kidding me? All right. Thank you for whoever whistled. That was nice. I've been trying to be a better person. Is anyone else attempting? Bunch of... the only one. It is Wednesday and everyone's getting drunk, I'm assuming, for the music later, so that's probably the wrong crowd for that question. I have been trying to be a better person. I've been trying to be nicer to people. I've been trying to listen to my mother, like, you know, shit like that. My mom worries about how much I drink. She thinks I drink too much. Does anybody else have that problem here? But those whose mothers are still alive, I'm assuming they might worry. That's fine. Yeah, your wives too. That's just I'm also married, but she doesn't care. She's like, drink, honey. I'm trying to forget too. My mom has these like weird, odd, like colloquial sayings for saying that I drink too much. She has like, always says to me like, hey honey, you gotta watch out for rum, cause rum makes you dumb. What kind of bullshit saying is that, Mom? Seriously? Did you come up with that yourself? It's like, rum doesn't make you dumb, it makes you delightful. Throw some Coke in there, get off to your evening. She says, you gotta watch out for whiskey, honey, because whiskey makes you frisky. She's just trying to get me to cheat on my wife now, Mom. Thanks, that's great. My favorite one of all time that she ever said to me, she was like, honey, you gotta watch out for vodka. Because listen, honey, vodka makes you. Vodka made you, honey. That's what I'm trying to say. Your dad didn't like condoms. All right. I was raised Catholic. Anybody else raised Catholic in here? That was weird. All right, we're gonna go from Jew to Catholic now. That's what's happening. Sorry. Wait, I noticed that those few Jews were louder for some reason. I think it's because Catholics are generally just like, yes, okay. Used to getting beaten about. Anyway, the best way to tell if someone was raised Catholic at very least. They're an atheist now. It's very simple. One step. Not in this room. Cool. My mom was her big thing was like no sex before marriage, right? Which was a weird thing. Yeah, boo. Just boo to no sex before marriage. Yeah, totally. I was driving with the way I found that out was I was driving with my mom, and I asked her what I thought was a simple question. I asked her, hey, Mom, when did you and Dad get married? And the answer was November of the year before I was born. I was born in January. I don't know if you guys are not good at math or biology, but that's not enough months for a person to give birth to another person. So I'm stuck in the fucking car with my mom for like 20 minutes after this question. And she's just Catholic panicking, which if you don't know what that looks like, I'll tell you. She starts sweating profusely. Like her eyes go wide like Clockwork Orange. She's gripping the steering wheel so tight that her knuckles turn white. And then she turns to me real slow and creepy and just goes, your father and I loved each other very much. And then she just went back to driving. And we've never spoken of it since. This is the first and only time it was addressed. My mom's a big whore. Anyway, I like that somebody just went, oh, to that. I mean, look, we're all here because of one reason and one reason only. And that's because our parents had sex at some point. That's just true. And no one likes talking about that at all. Like, the worst thing you can bring up is like, hey, your parents fucked sometime. And that's the reason you're here. Yeah, gross as shit. But you know what? If you're not already a parent, you're going to be a parent someday. And I don't think you want to take that away from anyone else. All right, that was preachy. I was coming out of and on the theme of being a better person, I was coming out of a show recently. I went to a pizza shop. I was going into a pizza shop, and there was like this homeless guy who was standing there next to me, or he's sitting down. He was like, hey man, you think I get a slice of pizza? And I was like, ah! You're a person, not a sentient pile of garbage. Cool. You've been there. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll get you a slice of pizza. You want like a bottle of water or something too? And he was like, oh my God, that'd be amazing. And I was like, all right, I'm trying to be more amazing. I'm going to do that for you. I walked into the place and I came back out, and there was another fucking guy giving the homeless guy the exact same thing. And I was like, this motherfucker stole my homeless guy. Who the hell does he think he is? Like, if you go up to a girl in a bar and you're like, hey, can I get you something to drink? And she's like, yeah, that'd be great. I'll have a whiskey Coke and come back as soon as you can. You're like, all right. And you come back and there's another fucking guy. That shit's not cool. Just in my story, my girl's a homeless guy. You know, it's the same difference, I guess, if you're into charity. But, you know, do unto others as you would have others do unto you, and thou shalt not steal other people's homeless guys. I think that's fair. I was walking down the street the next day, and there was another homeless guy, and he was like, hey, man, you got any change? And I was like, no, sir, I've been hurt before, and I just ran off down the street. Adele starts playing, hello, I'm like, thank you, Adele. I need those emotions now. My heart was broken. I got on the train recently on the metro, and this little kid gets on next to me. And I was like, what the fuck, are you going to work? What are you doing here? Like, opens a briefcase and starts sorting his toys importantly, you know? I just didn't notice that his mom got on right behind him, and so it was totally normal. And except for the fact that the kid was finishing eating cookies and juice, and you could see that he was just ready for something. And then he locks onto his target, and he does the worst thing I can imagine. He points, and he goes, Mommy, that lady has baby arms. And the entire train goes quiet. And then the mom does the perfect thing in that instance. She turns around and she just goes, Jonathan, shut the fuck up. And now the train is interested because that's incredible, right? And I'm sitting there shaking with laughter because it's the greatest thing that's ever happened right next to me. And Jonathan wasn't done. He goes, the next thing he says is, "But Mommy, is she okay?" And I'm like, Jesus, this kid. And then the mom does the next best thing I can imagine, and she goes, "Jonathan, we've talked about this." And I was like, wait. You've talked about this? Like, this specific thing, you've talked about this. If you run into a lady with baby arms on a train, Jonathan, for the love of God, don't shout out, "Mommy, that lady has baby arms." That's a weirdly specific parenting book that you're reading. And I want to know where you got it, too, because the first thing I thought when I got on that lady got on the train was like, holy shit, that lady's got baby arms. I'm just not a big enough asshole to shout out loud, but I know my kid will be. All right, my name's Dave Coulter. You guys have been fun. Thanks, bye.
Give it up for Dave Coulter, everybody. One more time. Woo, Dave! He's talking about Christianity. I grew up Catholic as well. My mom asked me this year, she's like, "What are you giving up for Lent?" I said, "Christianity, Mom, Christianity." Hey-oh. All right, I'm going to bring up the next comic. Keep it rolling here. This comic, I've known him for a bunch of years. It's really cool. He's like famous where he's from. I don't know how or how he did it, but he's done it. So it's really cool. So let's give it up for Dave Maktoy. Give it up.
Thanks, Alex. One more time for Alex, please, ladies and gentlemen, our host. Thank you. Hello, civilized people. Yeah, in this civilized world. Yeah, civilization is good, nice, and sweet. Yeah, and I have been loving it. Yeah, Villain and Saints, great crowd, great room. Some people of color, that's cool. For diversity, I also see a lot of people without color, who are white. That's cool. I love cultural diversity. That's cool. That's cool. So I'm originally from Cameroon, Central Africa. Thank you. Yeah. Don't clap, don't clap. You know that's in the primitive jungle. You know, remember those documentaries you guys watch on television? So if you mess with me, I'm going to eat you. So in my native country, I was a famous comedian, big celebrity. Alex is right. Yeah, doing sarcastic, satirical comedy. Yeah, making a whole lot of money. Yeah. That did not go down very well with the establishment, so I wound up in America, in exile. That's cool. So just arrived in America, you know, the top grossing comedian of Cameroon quickly became a CLFD, comedian living with a financial disability. As a comedian living with a financial disability, no health insurance. Yeah. And you know, in America, you're sick and do have health insurance, good for you, because you're already halfway on your way to healing. You guys agree? Yeah. In America, you're sick and don't have health insurance, good for you too. You know why? You're already halfway on your way to eternity. So either way, it's a win-win situation. Yeah. I didn't have health insurance, but I had found a smart way to slash the cost of doctor's visit. What I would do, never go see a doctor with just one illness. At least 4. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Give an example. When I had like diarrhea, I would hold it. Hold my butt tight. Yeah. Till I had like the flu and diabetes and a heart attack and erectile dysfunction. Yeah. So that going to see a doctor to check those out was always pay for one, get four free. I don't know why people say it's a miracle I'm still alive. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm still alive. So right now I want to share with you some primitive words of wisdom that my grandpa used to share with me. You know. Yeah, and my grandpa was a very theatrical character. Never bend down to look at somebody's behind. A man who does not lie shall never get married. And if you have 5 wives, then you must have 5 tongues. A child can play with his mother's breast, but not with his father's testicles. I don't know why. If somebody brags he can swallow a coconut, urge him to go ahead. Mama baby. The skillful, hardworking man takes pride in the job well done, no matter how tiny and skinny his cock. I am the skillful, hardworking man, and proud of it. A little bit about me. When I was younger and still kind of hot, I wanted to have, go to bed with this young girl in my village, but she was so religious, like so pious, so I didn't know how to get about it. So one day, I invited her over. My parents were not in, and I'm like, brought a little bit of candies and biscuits and sodas. So we're there enjoying it. I go, Aminata, I want to commit a sin with you. And beg God for forgiveness. She's like, hey, what kind of sin are you talking about? I was, the kind of sin that Adam and Eva committed in the Garden of Eden. She's like, hey, not me, because my body is the temple of God. I was like, cool, Aminata, cool, because I am a very spiritual person. Please let me gain access into the temple. Let me gain access into the temple to worship. And you see, maybe together we will wind up in 7th heaven. How much time, Alex? 1 minute? Okay. When I was young and still kind of hot, I had casual sex with this woman, with this French woman in Paris, France. Everybody knows what casual sex means? Well, because if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. And if you do know, I'm still going to tell you in my own words. So casual sex is you meet somebody you don't know who doesn't know you, and before any of you knows, you're already in agreement to commit a sin. And somebody is crying. Anyway, that's not a problem. She was so experienced, about 40, I was 21, yeah. All night she taught me all kinds of civilized positions, yeah. Gave me a lot of love. She also gave me one very memorable present that I kept for a long time, yeah. A tough, drug-resistant, sophisticated STD. Now, don't get me wrong, ladies. Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming her because one thing is for certain, she did not drink that STD, in fresh water. And anyway, that's not the point. The point is, several weeks later, we meet again by chance in Metro Nova Paris, and she seems very happy to see me again. She goes, "Hey, salut Dave, comment vas-tu, mon chocolat tropical? Est-ce que tu te souviens des bonnes choses?" That's, "Hi Dave, how you been? Do you remember all that good stuff?" Good stuff. I was like, "Oh, mais si, chaque fois que j'essaie de faire pipi, les bonnes choses me brûlent." Oh, hell yeah. Each time I try to take a pee, the good stuff burns me. That's my time. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you very much, Dave. Very good. Give it up for Dave Locknoy. It's like National Geographic up in here, guys. History Channel's up next. All right. I'm going to bring up the next comic. Keep it rolling here. He's a really cool cat. Known him for a while. I've seen him on the circuit. Let's give it up for Devin Brent, everybody. Give it up.
Thank you. How are we doing tonight? We all right? I don't care. I have to ask. It's obligatory. What are we talking about first? Micropenises, right off the bat. Who here, by show of hands, knows what a micropenis is? Anyone? Yes, it's always the white people, specifically the white guys. It's right over here. Yeah. A micropenis, for those of you who don't know, is a penis that, when erect, measures shorter than 2.5 inches. Fucking crazy, right? I don't have one. That's not why I know. I'm not going to stand here in slacks and lie to you and tell you it's big. It's not. I'm not going to tell you it's average. It's not. It's close to it on a good day. It's got a little freckle on the tip. Makes up for with cuteness. Could be cancer. I don't know. Don't have an inch to lose. And like 2.5 inches, I can deal with 2.5 inches. I'm 5 inches. Does that make me big? I'm also taller than 2 midgets. I'm not sure how that works out. Haven't done the math on that one. A lot of people get offended when I use that word, midget. Why? Because at the time the whites enslaved them and used that word against them for hundreds of years to come? No, totally, I get it. For sure, guys, that's cool. Hey, what's 1/2 of 3/5? Black midget show, check. What do we do next? Let's do deaf jokes. I'm sorry, before we do that, by show of hands, anyone here deaf? That's the right number of hands for that question. And that's the end of the joke. Blind jokes, though. In the UK, if you want to own a colored television, you owe the UK government £145.5 per year. Black and white television, £49 per year. Here's the kicker. Over the age of 75, with all 5 senses, including the 2 needed to watch TV, 3 if you touch the remote. Old people fucking don't. We'll stick with 2. It's free, which is great, what it should be for everyone, at the very least for the visually impaired. Unfortunately, the visually impaired, with their 50% of all senses needed to enjoy television, pay. Anyone want to guess? That's right, you didn't say it, but you were thinking at 50%, they get half off. How great is that? Come on, guys, imagine the U.S. government having the balls to do that. Oh, they're half enjoying it. Let's half charge them for it. No! Never fucking happen. Gets even worse when you guys are basically paying for radio. That last part's a thinker. I'm a bit of an asshole. It's not that my dick's small. It's smaller than it used to be. It's about the size it was when I was 14. It was one time I accidentally masturbated with anti-aging lotion, and it's just hasn't grown back. Kidding. I mean, no, that seriously happened, but I just went out, bought some cocoa butter, rubbed one out. Now I'm hung. That's for the black people. Anyone? No? We're in Bethesda, I forgot. What next? Let's do one-liners. Can we do one-liners, guys? Can anyone tell me the difference between an inflatable raft and an inflatable pool? Is it where you put the water? I'm pretty sure it's where you put the water. That's gold bar right over your fucking foreheads. Aren't dash cams just body cams for Transformers? No, don't suppress it. It wasn't good enough. It's fine. I get it. We're almost there. Oh, can he open to it? He can, but it's on the wrong page. I passed a CarMax on the way here. Still not sure what they sell, but they must do it really well. The parking lot was packed full. I signed up to receive alerts whenever there's a new sex offender in my area. I got an alert for a guy named Dick Harding the other day. Don't have a joke for that yet, so I'd let you guys know. He's in Bethesda. Be on the lookout. I want him to be at my show one of these days. Damn it, this kid's killing my game. Just waiting for it, man. This one time I was playing Xbox and this guy was like, "Kid, you are retarded." And I was like, "Please, that's my father's name. Call me Devin." It's low-hanging fruit, don't worry. Once again, hold it in. I think it's really fucked up when people see someone with a big nose and they just assume they're Jewish. You don't know that. They could be Italian. Do you guys think R. Kelly wets the bed at night? Guess it depends. How old's the mattress, right? Thank you. I imagine having schizophrenia and tinnitus sounds an awful lot like dubstep. It's less of a joke, more of a fear. I already have one of those conditions. What's that? Next joke? All right. I did get out of the psych ward again recently. Do you guys like how I said again, so you know I've not only been, but I'm a repeat offender? Yeah, like my crowd's comfortable. All right, you pass. You pass. The thing people don't know about psych wards, they're actually really expensive. That's why I was shocked to meet an elderly woman of 103 years of age. Like, I don't want to tell anyone how to spend their money, but when do you take the dub? Just pack it up, you know? Call it a win. I'm doing better, you know? I'm at that stage, I'm like half suicidal. Like, when I'm crossing the street, I'm looking one way. Living life with that surprise me attitude. You guys bored yet? Of course not, I'm fucking killing it. Next time you guys are bored, I want you to do this. I want you to go on your phone, I want you to look up a porn star. I want you to go on Instagram, I want you to look at the comments. Not for the reason you normally would. This time, just sit and evaluate the comments. I came across Brie Olson the other day on my Instagram suggested feed. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The other day, I stumbled across Brie Olson on my Instagram suggested feed, and low-hanging fruit. My Instagram suggested feed is basically all pot and porn, and not for the reason you think either. It's because I'm only following pot and porn, and basically it was a photo of a glove with a bunch of pus on it from pimples, because she had just gotten a facial, but she was really careful in the caption not to say that for obvious reasons. 67-year-old father of at least one, David Stubbs, says, "My 12-year-old daughter has had great results with Proactive." I really wanted to say something snarky like what percentage of that has come, but I didn't want to end up in some selfish asshole stand-up act. All right, guys. That's been my time. Thank you very much.
Good job, dude. Good job, baby. Yeah, give it up for Brent, Devin. Brent. All right. He got dirty on that stuff at the end. It was like, oh, okay. All right. Let's keep it going. The next comment up, he has a show at Mellow Mushroom, which sounds like a cool place where you like do drugs and hang out, but it's just a piece of joint. So let's give it up for Alan Sidley. Give it up.
Guys, keep it going for Alex Espinoza and everyone you've seen this evening. Holy shit, these lights are bright as fuck, Alex. This is cool, though. I've always wanted to be blinded. Alright, whatever. Let's get into it, guys. I was in a car accident recently. Spoiler alert, I made it. But I'll be honest, like, everything's been pretty terrifying since then. This happened 2 weeks ago. People have come up to me and been like, "Oh man, you were in a car accident. Like, that must be great comedic material." No. Nothing really funny happens when, like, you think you're gonna die for, like, a split second. Like, not at all. Like, but it's cool, right? Like, your insurance is covering it. Like, you're gonna get a new car. It's like, no, I have Allstate. Not in good hands with this one. It's just... And comedy's kind of terrifying, too, right now, which is, like, really unfortunate. Got a lot of shows coming up, and I want to be a funny man, but I'm not convinced that one of you guys are just gonna like T-bone me in the audience right now. It's a whole lot to handle. All right, now that I got those feels out of the way, let's move along, guys. Always happy to be stroking my beard, because let's be honest, my beard is my superpower, because with it I can attract women with daddy issues. When I shave, though, it's terrible. Like, I actually just transform into your stepdad. And there's no superpower there, just constant disrespect. That's all I get. That's all I deserve. My girlfriend recently broke up with me. Oh, fuck, that's not the joke I wanted to do. Guys, we're gonna go back. We're gonna rewind for a second. I one time had this girl come up to me after a show, and she was like, hey, I think you're attractive, and that's weird because I find bearded men to be disgusting. I was like, oh, that kind of hurts, but why? She's like, I just imagine your face is just covered in fecal matter. Right? I'm just like, does this girl expect me to eat her ass later? Like, that's just what I want to know. I need to be prepared if I'm going to be going there, that's all. Back to the joke I was going to say. Guys, my girlfriend recently broke up with me. But for the purpose of these jokes, we're still together. Guys, things are going really great with me and my girlfriend. Like, I think she's going to be the one. Oh, it's good to hear laughter again. It was weird, man. Like, we dated for 4 years, and then I found out she was a bigot. Just one day, we were hanging out. She's like, hey, I don't care what we raise our children as long as they're not Jewish. I know spoiler alert, I'm Jewish. I know it's kind of 50-50, it makes sense. And I was just like, oh, well, why is that? She's like, well, my mom says that once a baby is born, you're going to turn into a super Jew. Well, I haven't had the baby yet, so I don't know. I haven't made that transformation. Yeah, guys, it hurt, I'll be honest. But you know what I did? I used my super Jew powers, and I hired the best legal team, and now I own the religious rights of her firstborn child. I'm thinking like Scientology, Satanism, or once I get my HBO special, I will destroy that family. I'm petty, guys. I don't know, though. I try to think, like, what was her mom's fear, right? Because it's, like, something that doesn't really make sense to me. But I'm just imagining, like, maybe we're in the delivery room, right? And I'm just sitting there, like, doing the best I can to contain myself, like, not to go super Jew prematurely. Saying things to myself like, maybe he was the Messiah. But the baby's about to pop out. And I'm like, Operation Super Jew is a go. Rabbi Gamliel, hit it. This rabbi just drops from the ceiling. He's got scissors in his hands. He cuts the umbilical cord and then comes back, does the circumcision. My extended family, the Walachinskis, they come in and they're all excited. I forgot the rest of that joke, but it has something there. Do we have anybody on dating apps here? Yeah? That's great. I'm on the dating apps, and I'm proud to be on there, right? Because I believe in things like progress. There's a lot of people out there say that they don't like it, right? Because it's superficial to judge people by pictures. Which I don't get, because to me, that would mean like you would be saying, you go into a bar, right? And you're just like walking around, you're just like, hey, yo, girl, how's it going? Yo, you listen to NPR? I'm just trying to have a conversation about sustainability. Okay, you're not interested. Hey, yo, girl, you like Kanye West? Oh, so you can't separate Kanye West the musician with Kanye West the person. Okay, you're Virgo. Well, I'm a Sagittarius, and yes, I think that's important. Cool. When you're dating, though, you got to be careful, right? Returning compliments is something I do pretty easily. Sometimes I just get in trouble. I'm like, oh, yeah, you also have nice facial hair. And I really like spending time with you, too. That's a tricky one. You say that, you might just wake up with a girlfriend. Like, I fucked the setup. We're going to keep going, though. I don't know, but nobody's more careful with their compliments than women are, right? Women on men. I had a girl say to me after we hooked up, she was like, I know we're not supposed to compliment you, but you have a really hot man body. I was like, have I just been missing out on 10 years of validation? Like, that's something I would have really liked to know. Some compliments could be confusing, though. I had this one girl, and she was like, you have a biblical body. And I was like, I wasn't sure. I was like, is that Old Testament or New Testament? Right? Is it like, do I have like building the ark, Noah's arms? Do I have like Jesus' abs on the cross? Maybe she liked my walking on water legs. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, man. Guys, this is weird. I had a coworker, and she's like 99% blind. And she was just like, hey, Alan, this is kind of weird, but I used to think you were black. And I couldn't figure out if she was like giving me special treatment or just marginalizing me that entire time. But the one thing I couldn't believe her is just like, she also says things like, oh, Alan, you're so handsome. I'm like, but you couldn't tell what race I was. All right, got a little bit of time left. Let's get out of here with a victory. Went to the doctor recently, and it was a new doctor, and the doctor saw my chart, right? And I have some family history, and she was like, oh, I saw that your aunt has breast cancer, like which side? And I was like, I think it's the left one. Which I feel like an idiot, because I definitely know it's the right one. Stupid Alan. I've got these friends, though. I got these twins, right? The David and Paul Chin. All we do when we hang out is eat Chinese food. I know it sounds terrible, but that's our only thing in common. And we're hanging out recently, and Paul walked away, and David started going like Super Saiyan on his food. I'm like, David, you can't be eating your brother's chicken, noodles, and vegetables. That's low, man. All right, guys, my name's Alan Sidley. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Alan Sidley, everybody! Woohoo! Ooh, my job interviews are like something like that. It's awesome. I did a job interview recently, and I've gotten really good at the questions. You know, they always ask about what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, right? I say my strengths: I'm able to deliver a project on time, under budget, with limited resources. That's fantastic, Mr. Espinoza. What are your weaknesses? I'll say big boobs and cupcakes. All right, let's bring up the next joker coming up. His name is Jim Peters. I go way back with him. When I first started doing comedy, we were in the same class together at DC Improv. We've been doing it now for 6 years. So give it a nice, warm welcome for Jim Peters. Woohoo!
Thank you, Alex. Give it up for Alex Espinosa for hosting the show. Yeah, my name's Jim Peters. They call me Jimmy Pete. I tell you, most comedians got it easier than I do because, they got built-in jokes because of who they are. Like the black comedians tell the black jokes, Jewish comedians tell the Jewish jokes, Hispanic comedians tell the illegal jokes. But, even though I'm just a regular old white guy, I can do what they do too, because I know a lot of good jokes about blacks, Jews, and Mexicans. It's okay. We got them outnumbered, all right? Yeah. I don't know, just because I'm an old white dude with a southern accent, people just, they think I'm racist, and it really, it's like, I'm a sensitive guy, and it brings a tear to my eye. Yeah. I got lost down in southeast, down in Anacostia, and this black dude come up to me, and he goes, hey, man, you look like you're not supposed to be here, And then I noticed he had a gun, and he's like, close your eyes. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is it, And then he goes, lift your foot and touch your nose. So, But how y'all like this weather? It's kind of back and forth. It kind of sucks right now, doesn't it? I like the real hot weather. I'm talking about the hot-ass weather where the sexy young women come out with their micro shorts on. You know the ones I'm talking about? The ones with the messages on the back, like P-I-N-K. You know those? Yeah. S-E-X-Y. Yeah, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition all men are created equal. Yeah, it ain't just the brothers that love them big Lincoln quotes, I tell you. Yeah, but I'm not supposed to be looking at the young ladies because I've been married for 35 years. 30. Please, it's a habit, not a relationship. All right. Yeah. I mean, me and my wife. I mean, we're like a couple of brand new credit cards when we get in bed. We go 18 months with 0 interest. Y'all catch up. Yeah. But, yeah, you know, it's kind of hard for an old man to keep his libido up when, you know, his job has been replaced by a robot, you know. Fucking thing's 10 inches long, has 17 different programs, you know. It's like, bzz, 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 bzz. You know what I'm talking about? Do I need to describe it more? I had to listen to it for 2 hours last night. And then my wife is like, come on, it's my turn. Yeah. So I used to, back before I was married, I dated this English chick. And she made me feel like more of a man than any other woman because she'd be like, oh, Jimmy, give me all 7 of your centimeters. Yeah. But, yeah, my wife, she won't even light up a parliament anymore after we make love. She says she ain't going to let such a filthy habit ruin the joy of smoking. She says I have a porn addiction that interferes with our love life. That's bullshit because the vast majority of porn sucks. I don't have no addiction. I'm searching. Yeah. I used to like going to the strip clubs, but shit. I got so depressed by all the sexual exploitation that was going on. Every time I left there, bitches had taken all my money. But I like them online strip clubs. You know, that's where those slutty whores from all over the world show off their genitalia on their webcams for money. I was on one all night long last night. I made $13. Yeah. But, shit. Trying to remember another joke. Let's see. I don't know. I think that's about it for me, Alex. Thank y'all very much. See you.
Tim Peters, everyone. Wasn't he great? That was amazing. King of the one-liners. It reminded me, Jim, I had this joke the other day I heard on Reddit. I'm going to steal it from them just to share it with you guys. That's part of what this is about, sharing stupid jokes. So Jared Fogle started his career with Subway. I fucked it up. Jared Fogle started and ended his career the same way, trying to get into small pants. Oh. Okay, so the next comic I'm going to bring up, I think she has an instrument. Do you have an instrument, Julie? She does. So I'm going to put the mic on this thing, and then she's going to try to, I guess, play music and sing. I can't do that. It's like rubbing. I can't do that. All right. So let's give it up for Julie Boyd. You got this?
Oh my God. Such a nice welcome. Which leads me to believe I've never slept as any of you. Because it's been a really long time since I've been in a room full of people I haven't slept with. No, I know what you're thinking. I know you're looking at this and you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, you. Yeah, me, and I'll tell you why. Youth is fleeting, and beauty is only skin deep. But easy is a lifetime. And now I don't want you to get the wrong idea or anything, because I'm not like easy. I'm not like beginner easy. I'm more intermediate to advanced easy. I'm going to make you jump through a few hoops, because I want you to respect me. But, oh my God. I'm probably the oldest person, no, one of the older people up here. You guys are so young. Oh my God, there's so many of you so young. Which, all I could say is, welcome to Jokes from Your Mom. If your mom was a boozy, slutty, over-the-hill party girl that smoked pot every day, which she might well be. I mean, I don't know. So, oh, you're probably wondering about the guitar, right? It's not like I'm actually going to play it. It's just that I've gained a few pounds, and Will Black is slimming. Really? I never got a groan off that before. Oh boy. So weed. Let's talk about weed. Weed is quasi-legal in D.C. now. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, so I like to get my medical marijuana right off of 7th and Kennedy. No, it's awesome. It's great. No, it's great. I don't really have to worry about it. It's really, really awesome. Not like I did when I lived in New York. I lived in New York for 15 years, and been down here for a couple of years, and I miss my old head shop up in New York. No, I'm sorry. That my old smoke shop where I could legally buy things in which to smoke tobacco products. I'm sorry, I always get a little bit of a tick when I'm covering my ass. And this place was run by a very lovely Indian gentleman who, you walked in and had his displays, and he had these really beautiful posters on the wall of like the Taj Mahal and the Ganges River and the Himalayas, right there. And I said to him, you come from a really, really beautiful country. I think I'd like to visit there someday. To which he replied, true story, Richie replied, no, do not go to India. You will die. The pictures that you see behind me, all lies. India is a terrible, horrible place. An American immune system wouldn't last 5 minutes there. He talked me into it. Oh, man. So, college? Anyone in college right now? College graduates? Breathing people out there? Ah, yes. A pulse, just. Yeah. Anybody have a nickname in college? Yeah. Cool. Go ahead. What was it? Shout it out. P-Mering? P-Mering. Okay. No, because, college is where you got the cool nicknames, right? Like, I had a buddy who was like 6'8", right? So, we all called him huge. Cause, yeah, he was huge. And then I had a friend named Jessica. Instead of Jessie, we called her Ka. Sometimes we added a couple of consonants to the end of that. And I had a nickname too. My nickname was Whore! And people would shout it out of their dorm windows, and I walked through campus. I had so many friends. And you know how I got that name? I fucked everything. No, I fucked everything. Listen, it was the early 80s. I was 18 years old. I'm out of my parents' house for the first time in my life. And I'm going to a small rural college in southeast Wisconsin. We thought AIDS stood for another Iowan discover sex. We got a groaner. We got somebody really just not happy here tonight. Ow. I got to. Oh man. So I'm from Milwaukee, originally. Anybody from Milwaukee? So I'm assuming you didn't see my bike. It was a banana seat bike with purple sparkly bananas with tassels. I haven't seen it since 1973, but I really kind of hope maybe somebody might have, seen it. Oh, so what else I got? Don't have much else, so thank you for 5 minutes of your time.
Julie, I thought we were going to play the guitar. Oh, Jesus. It was just a scam. We were ripped off. We should do Stairway to Heaven or something like that. For 10 minutes, 15 minutes, Stairway to Heaven. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Does anyone remember laughter? I love that part. All right, next up. You guys ready? Let me hear you guys. Let's bring back laugh. Let me hear you laugh. All right, next. We're going to bring up, just met them today, Ted Cook.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Wow. Hey. Yeah, no, they do try to blind you, don't they? It's great. I'll just be able to connect with you all. I'll just imagine you're there. And, there's an election going on this year. Anybody, any comedians making jokes about that? I just thought I might be the first. An interesting year. I'm learning a lot about the democratic process and a lot about America and how it all works. There's some things I didn't know before. Apparently, you can't use the word uterus. That pisses off women. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a rule. Nobody told me. But in a presidential debate, you can talk about your own penis all you want. And that is new. Because, times used to be, a man did not talk about his own penis in public, in polite company, and there's a reason for that. And it's not because penises are dirty or wrong or bad or anything like that. It's because men would never talk about anything else. And you get a little too fixated on your own penis, your life starts going off the rails. It happened to me. I cheated. My ex-wife caught me. I came home, had lipstick on my collar. She said, "What's that?" "That's lipstick on your collar. It's all smeared around. You had sex with a woman who was moving. Is that what you're into? Is that your dirty little secret? Is that your secret fantasy?" "Well, I have a secret fantasy. You want to hear my secret fantasy, Mr. Lipstick on the Collar? My secret fantasy? Sometimes, when we're having sex, I fantasize that I can feel your penis inside me." That's just a joke. That's not true. I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea. You see these hands? There's no problem here. I have a magnificent penis, from which the entirety of my self-esteem dangles precariously from the slimmest of threads. I like to think of my penis as a cursed ancient treasure. It will fulfill your desires, but it will slowly drive you mad. You've been warned. There's a conspiracy. There's a vast conspiracy. NASA has been falsifying the data. And what they've known for years, I think we all know. The world literally revolves around my penis. I'm compensating for a lot here. It's true. I'm a sensitive man. Underneath this hard-bitten, grim, sarcastic exterior, there's a tender, vulnerable human being. Underneath that, I'm dead inside. And it's tough for sensitive men. We do what we can. We do what we can. You're never going to catch me exploiting a woman, staring at her body. I do it. You're just never going to catch me because I got this down to a science. You see some guys, they got no clue. They're looking at a woman. They're talking to a woman. They're like, oh, hey, hi, how you doing? Their eyes are just on the body, looking at their tits, looking at their ass. And it's like, hey, up here, up here. Guys with a little more finesse, they'll wait until the woman's looking someplace else. They'll look at her body, memorize that, and then project that memory back up over her face while they talk to her. Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, that's really interesting. I take that a step farther. I memorize her face, and then I project the memory of her face up on top of her face, and then with my peripheral vision, I stare at her body the whole time. And you know why I do that? Because I'm a sensitive man, and I do not want to make her feel exploited. It's being a sensitive guy, it's hard. It's hard, you being a nice guy, being a sensitive guy. Women say they want it. Women say they'll go for the sensitive guys. They'll go for the nice guys. No. They'll go for the bad boy every time. Nice guys get friend zoned. You know what the friend zone is? Oh, that's where a woman says, oh, I like you. I like you so much. As a friend, let's just be friends. You get friend zoned, you are fucked. Or actually not fucked. You get stuck in the friend zone. And, I was talking to a friend about this, and she said, look, why don't you just be honest? Why don't you just tell her what you want? Tell her what you want to do. Tell her what your intentions are. I was like, okay, how's that going to work out? I want to pretend to like you and then kiss your ass for a couple of months and then try to guilt trip you into giving me pity sex. You can't just say that to a woman. It kills the mood. Okay. That's about all I got. Thanks, everybody.
Ted, selling us relationship advice. Friend zone, asking friends for friend zone advice. That's a good idea. All right, let's keep this going. We've only got a couple more comics left, about 4 after Leon. This cat is cool. He's smooth. He should be in a Hennessy ad. I think he's actually been in a Hennessy ad. Is that true, Leon? Have you been in the ad? Yes, sir. Yes, right. All right. Let's give a nice warm welcome for Leon Scott. 60.
Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting all of that. That is overwhelming. It's funny that you gave me that smooth-ass introduction because I'm just about to explain the reason why my shit is buttoned up right now. A fellow comedian spilled beer on me, so I'm not smooth tonight. Like my left ball is a little beer battered right now, so yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that. Yeah. But hey, I brought my beer on stage because I want everybody that has a drink right now to raise a glass to the memory of Prince real quick, because that's my state. Hey. Yes, because Prince This has been hard for me because he was my spirit animal. All the other comedians know that. I've like been telling this joke for like forever. Prince is my spirit animal. Like that's my dude, man. That's my spirit animal. Like and mainly because, not even because of his music, it's because the man has not aged well until now. He has not aged in like 3 decades. He was dainty and delicate and delectable for like 3 decades. That shit was amazing. It was like a Twilight vampire mixed with glitter, and his style was just unmatchable. Like literally, Prince was so like his shit was so awesome. Like if you made direct eye contact with Prince, you're gonna be gay for 0.3 of a second. That's just how it worked. And if you're already gay, you'll be super gay. You're like gaining the power of flight. Like I know this because I was walking through a bookstore one day and Prince was like on the cover of this magazine. I was walking past. We locked eyes. And 2 butterflies just floated out of nowhere and landed on my nipples like. I don't even know what happened to my shirt. I'm just chest naked, glistening, and confused in the middle of the bookstore. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Is this what it sounds like when doves cry? What is this shit? Oh my God. Oh man, it's the power of the purple. And furthermore, Prince was my spirit animal because he made it cool to not be tall and shit. Like he worked being short. And I'm a little vertically challenged right now. So I don't hate tall people, but I respected Prince because he wasn't, and he still got the job done. But I have friends that are like that take being tall for granted. Like my best friend Rome is 6'5", and he says things to me like, "Man, being tall doesn't help me meet women." He says it just like that too. His fucking voice is tall. And so I'm like, Rome, that's bullshit. That is a lie. I have never had a woman come up to me in the bar and just be like, saw the top of your head from across the room, and I felt compelled to talk to you. No, it does not work like that for people like me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No, but yeah. Speaking of shit like that, recently I was out with a friend of mine. I got the best backhanded compliment ever. I was out, and she's like 24, and so I'm in my 30s, and I was hanging out with her and her friends, and so I'm about 10 years older than most of the people that I was out with, and we get to this bar, and the bartender looked at my ID. He looked at everybody's ID, but he looked at mine last, and he looked at it and was like, "Good for you, man." That was the nicest way anybody ever said, "You don't fucking belong here," to me, ever. That was, oh my God, that was terrible. It was like, oh, I'm just saying it's hard. It's hard being an aging pretty boy. It's hard watching the one thing you're good at just slowly fade away. That's where my life is right now. Like for instance, I don't send out dick pics anymore, because dignity and shit. But I thought about the first dick pic that I ever sent and how long ago it was. The first dick pic I ever sent, I took that shit so long ago, I took it with a real camera. I had to take a memory card out of a camera and put it into a computer and upload my dick so that someone could download my dick, and probably like on AOL or dial-up, so it took forever, just like loading. Oh yeah, it's still loading. Yes. That was a dick joke within a dick joke. That was dickception. I just hit y'all with dickception. Oh man, thank you. Oh, an applause break. Me and my dick appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. Oh, yes. I don't have any more dick puns to throw out there, so I'm gonna stop with that shit. Let's see. But I am feeling kind of good about it. I sound like I'm talking about myself a lot, but I feel pretty good about one thing. The fact that my beard has finally started growing back, because I cut it for a job interview, and I got the job. But I cut my beard to look corporate. But before I cut it, my shit was amazing. It was regal. My shit was majestic. My beard, shit was so awesome, I could go on any street corner in America and just do this shit. And a hawk would just land on my arm like, ah! It was lumberjack shit. It was awesome. It was amazing. But what I really miss about that beard was it gave me edge. Like I don't know if y'all noticed, I'm not the scariest looking black guy in the world. I'm your friendly neighborhood Negro. That's me. I'm the black guy that most of you guys, most white people would go to for directions and shit. I'm the guy that y'all stop. That's me. That's my lane. But when I had that beard, that was a little scary and shit. Like I was walking down the street one day, and there was a white lady walking from the opposite direction, and she saw me. She saw my beard. She stopped. She turned around. She crossed the street. I was like, yes! Finally, I already had the big dick and the bad credit, but now, I have arrived at stereotype, N-word level unlocked. Urethra, I have found it. I have achieved the dream. I've made it. I've arrived at N-word. Yes, I'm there. Okay, all right. That was ignorant. Okay. Let's move on to something less ignorant. Let's talk about current events. Hulk Hogan won his lawsuit. How did y'all feel? Hey, yes, yay racism, yes. No, but no, Hulk Hogan won his lawsuit, and that shit is amazing to me. And it's not because he didn't have a case. It's because Hulk Hogan wore a do-rag to court every day of that trial. I don't know if y'all saw it on the news. He had a formal do-rag for every suit. And for someone who says the N-word as much as Hulk Hogan, that's the blackest shit you can ever do in your life. That shit is so black people can't even do it. Like, if you're black, you show up to court in a do-rag, you may as well just say, okay, Your Honor, I'm guilty, and I would like the highest sentence you can give me. So, I don't know. But I feel conflicted, though. I feel like Hulk Hogan would be the greatest white supremacist of all time, though. I feel like Hulk is so charismatic. Hulk is so charismatic, I'd sneak into a Klan rally to watch him speak. That's how charismatic he is. I would sneak in there to watch Hulk on stage like, you know what, brother? What you gonna do when Hulkamania gets racist on you? I'd be into that shit. I'd be like, yeah, fuck them niggas. Hey, wait a minute. Whoa, Hulk, you pulled a fast one. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have ended on an N-word joke in a bar this white. Okay, well, either way, I hope y'all like the rest of what I said. My name is Leon. Thank you.
Leon Scott, everybody. Handsome fella. All right, we're going to bring the next comic. Keep this going rolling. We only got two more after her. Starting with, she's really, really, really funny. I've known her from back in the past. She's been doing comedy for a long time now. Let's give a nice Villain Saint warm welcome for Erica Nolan. Woo! Erica. I'll help you up. There you go.
How's everybody doing? Woo! Oh my goodness, it feels good being up here. I logged on Facebook this morning, and you know when you get your little memories? I had a memory, and it had me in the same fucking shirt. I was like, I think that means I'm not doing well in comedy. That was a year ago. But it feels good being up here, though. Actually, it feels good being anywhere but my house. Because I have kids. Yeah. Do you guys know what's amazing about kids? No, seriously, does anybody know one fucking amazing thing about having kids? Because I'm like knee deep in the shit and I don't know how to get out. Last night I was trying to prepare for the show, so let me write a few ideas down. And it was just fucking Sparta in my house. So I finally was like, I'm just going to break up with those fuckers. So I called them in and I lined them up on the couch. And I was like, I'm not happy. It's not you guys. It's me. But I think you'll find a new mom and you'll be okay. My 7-year-old looked at me with a tear down her face. She's like, but Mom, I love you. I said, I love you too, but I'm not in love with you anymore. And you deserve better. It worked with previous boyfriends, so I thought maybe it would work with the kids too. I'm telling you, parenting would be much better if you could just have a couple breaks now and then, right? Summers, weekends, something. And the reason I need a break is because I have a 13-year-old, and she's a fucking nightmare. Well, it's not her. It's her hormones. She's in deep battle right now with her hormones, and I never know who's winning. So every morning I'm like, Mija, my daughter, have a good day. And most days she's like, you too, Mom. So I said it this morning, Mija, have a good day. That chick turned around, and I thought she was about to turn me to fucking stone. I reached in my pocket and threw snack-sized Snickers at her. I was like, maybe if I can fix her attitude before she gets on the bus, everybody else will be okay. No. On top of the 13-year-old, I have a 7-year-old. She's just loud and rude for no reason whatsoever. So out of concern, because I'm a good mom, I took her to the doctor to get her hearing tested. Doctor came out. He said, Miss Nolan, her hearing's fine. I said, so you're confirming to me right now that she's just an asshole. Like right out of the box, she's just an asshole. I'm like, well, maybe she needs a nap or something. So, but it doesn't matter. I put her to bed at 4 or 9 midnight. This chick is up every morning at 5 a.m. in my face, stinky ass breath. Like, hey, Mom, how you doing? I love you. Do we have school today? So I try to get her off of me. I'm like, you know what? Go wash your face and come back. So she comes back, has crud all in her eyes. I said, you missed your eyes. She goes, you didn't say the eyes. Like the eyes aren't on the fucking face. No? Aren't the eyes? Last I looked, my eyes were on my face. Don't get me wrong, though. I love my kids. I do. Most days. Today's just not that day. I'm looking. I was like, after this show, I might just hit 495 North and never look back. Start a whole new life. No? I don't know, but I figured I'd only make, the Baltimore Tunnel, have to turn around, run out of gas, and come back home. I know this because this is my escape plan. I have done it before. Who in here is married? Anybody in here married? Yes. Yes. I tried that shit too. I didn't do well. I didn't. I was married for 12 years. That movie, 12 Years a Slave, easily could have been about my life. Easily. But I's free now. I's free. That fucker ran off and got married right away. And I'm like, oh, people are going to think he's winning because he's moved on. Till I saw that bitch. The new wife looks like something my 7-year-old would draw. With her left hand. Crayola markers. I think that means I win. Do I not win? Thank you. My only regret is that, like, I gave him the best years of these boobs' lives. They will never be the same again. Never. You don't understand what it takes to keep these shits up. I'm telling you. I'm not even going to start about the chucha. All I'm going to say is I'm doing coochie crunches right now. Getting in shape for my next boo. I know. I tried dating. I'm out here dating. Anybody else out here doing the dating thing? Lord, I thought I would dip my toe into the little pool. Found out I'm deep in the middle of the fucking ocean, surrounded by sharks. People have taken ride or die to a whole nother fucking level. They really have. I have questions like, where are we going? I have kids. Can they go too? Should I pack a lunch, some chicken, a juice box? What? And I can't die. I have like a loan on top of a loan on my 401k, so I can't die within the next 15 fucking years. I really have to stay home. I'm telling you. I tried online dating. Anybody doing online dating? A few people? Yeah, I tried it too. I tried eHarmony. I tried Match.com. And there's just too many fucking questions. Like, the first question got me stuck. Like, what are your hobbies? And I said I had kids. Like, are you supposed to have hobbies and kids? And I was like, honestly, I spend my Saturdays watching Netflix. I drunk Dalexes until I cry myself to sleep. No? They said, you need to go to blackpeoplemeet.com. Yeah, and I'm saying it like this because you notice it's eHarmony, Match.com, and Black People Meet. They don't even entertain. It's just like black fucking people meet. I was on that site for 5 minutes. I had to log off. I contacted every ex I've ever had, just begging them to take me back. The first guy is like, like we broke up because I'm gay. I said, it's okay. Just bring Jerry with you. We will work this shit out. Just don't send me back there. I tried dating an older guy because I'm old school, and that shit didn't work. Anyway, just coming out of a breakup. And on top of it, I found out that I'm bipolar. Yeah, polar. Because I would text him after the breakup because I didn't understand. So I was like, babe, have a good day. I'm so glad we're still friends. Have a blessed day, which is black women speak for kill yourself. And he wouldn't respond right away. So I'll get mad. I'm like, well, fuck you. Get your life right. I never loved you anyway. No response. I'm waiting for the text. And I panicked. I'm like, but I love you. And I miss us. Please call me sometime. I sent him 14 broken heart emojis, like a bomb, a poop, and an eggplant. I was like all over the place, emoji-wise. But I'm good now, though. And I believe that real love still exists. In movies and in Facebook timelines. I see it all the time. And if anything, I'm just really concerned about my ex. Because as I said, he was a little bit older, and I keep having this reoccurring dream that somebody kidnaps him. He lives all alone at 36 Hanover Street, apartment 4C, Fairfax, Virginia. Nobody's taking this down. Well, that's my time. I'm Erica Nolan.
Thank you, Erica. Give it up for Erica. That was great. All right, we're going to keep this party rolling with the last two comics coming up right now. The last two. He runs a show at The Pinch on Tuesday nights. If you get a chance down in D.C. He's been doing comedy for a long time. I'm really happy to bring him up. He's also one of the people that I want to thank because he's helped the comedy community quite a bit. So let's give it up for Jelani Willis.
Thank you, Alex, man. Give it up for Alex, everybody. You're not quite white, but you're not quite Hispanic. You work here in Bethesda, sir. This works. How you guys doing tonight? Awesome. So I'm fat. It's okay. I learned, wow, somebody's getting cut off. It will be you, Alex. You get cut off at your own damn comedy show. It's okay. It's just flyers. Don't worry about it. But anyway, I'm fat. It's okay. Back to me. I learned I was fat at a really early age. My mom took me to a big and tall store, and I wasn't tall. It was right there, K&G, 2 suits for 1. It was right there, it's fine. I think it's harder to be a fat man than it is to be a fat woman, you know? Like, nobody ever calls me curvy or voluptuous. I'm never gonna break the internet. I have to let that go. I think it's harder to be a fat man than it is to be a fat woman because you're allowed to give fat guys nicknames, you know? You're not allowed to give fat women nicknames. But me, people walk up to me, complete strangers, like, hey, Jelani, big man, big guy. I was like, no, I'm a person, man. You can't call me that, you know? You can't do that with a woman. You can't walk up to a girl like, hey, Big Sally. Hey, Mega Molly. It won't work. They'll slap the shit out of you, okay? Don't try that. So, I don't know if you guys can tell by now, I have a slight speech impediment. This is not a Mike Tyson impression. This is actually how I talk. I have a lisp. I think it's fucked up that people with a lisp can't pronounce the word lisp. I think you should be able to pronounce your disability, you know. That's why I call retarded people retarded, you know. You guys are calling them mentally challenged. That's the extra word they have to say. I don't think that's fair. And you're calling them mentally challenged like they complete a challenge at some point. Like they graduate from a short bus challenge to a real bus challenge. Shit never happens, okay? Some of you guys aren't laughing. You might have a retarded friend. That's fine. I have a retarded friend, too. He got me into Star Wars for free. He pretended to tear my ticket. It was awesome. He gets free popcorn. Don't worry about it. So I'm from D.C. Is anybody from D.C. out here? D.C.? No? Okay. Cool. And being from D.C. means I'm a Redskins fan. Redskins fan? Anybody a Redskins fan? Whoa! Always a mediocre response. Always. But I don't want to be on the wrong side of history. Like, I don't want people to think I'm racist. So I read a Redskin shirt with a little R in it, a little R. Like, nah, man, I'm not racist. I work at Radio Shack. The batteries are over there. I don't think people would have such a problem with the team name if we were a better team. You know? It just sounds really fucked up to say the Redskins got slaughtered every Sunday. Sunday, the Cowboys slaughtered the Redskins. Third quarter was a regular eminent domain. Fourth quarter was a regular Trail of Tears. I was like, damn, is this a post-game analysis or a history class? It's too much. Too much. You smart reference. You guys remember that on Columbus Day. So I want to be a lawyer, but I can't be a lawyer because I sweat a lot. And people just don't trust people who sweat a lot, you know? I also can't pass the LSAT, so partly there. If you guys know how to do logic games, please tell me, because very hard to do. So, been living in D.C. for a while. Is anybody from D.C.? I asked this question already. Is anybody from D.C.? We got this thing called gentrification. It's awesome. You guys like gentrification? It's awesome. It's like Bethesda, but they have a few black people, just a few. I like gentrification, you know, I really do, man. But it's not white people that taught me gentrification was awesome. Like, you guys are awesome. Thank you for brunch and bike lanes. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. But it's Asian people. Asian people taught me that gentrification was awesome. There's something about Asian people, guys. They cook so much better food when they're not behind bulletproof glass. Dude, man. I was mentoring this kid on 8th Street, and I was like, hey, man, you want to go to Sticky Rice? He's like, no, I want to go to Carry Out. I was like, you stupid motherfucker, there's MSG in that shit. You don't want that. And it got me thinking, do the Asian people who work at the Carry Out look down on the Asian people who work at Sticky Rice? Do they leave work and be like, oh, you're just yellow trash? I don't know. I don't know. I have to ask more questions. So, being fat is a pretty cool thing, you know. Every now and then people will give you free food, but you experience sizeism. Man, do you know what sizeism is? It's like that slight wince when you are on a plane and you see a fat guy getting ready to sit next to you. Like, oh. Because it's not fair. It's like you pay for a full seat. Why should you only get half the seat? That's not fair. But it's just like, I'm a hearty eater. You do yoga. That's your fault, you know? It's not your, you know? I'm not a shallow person. I don't think I'm a shallow person, but I can't date fat women. I can fuck fat women, but I can't date them. I have an IKEA bed, you know. It just won't work, you know. Because as a fat guy, you want to eat a lot, you know. You want to have a lot of food, but if you date a big girl, you don't have leftovers, you know. I took a big girl, true story. I took her to a Cheesecake Factory, and we went to the Cheesecake Factory. You know a Cheesecake Factory, nice, healthy American portions. I left the fucking Cheesecake Factory with no leftovers. Just infuriated. I'm just getting mad at the waiter for no reason. Like, hey, would you like to share a dessert? Like, no, sir. I don't want to share a dessert. Do you want to share your tip with the kitchen staff? I didn't like that. But I've been doing comedy for a little while, guys. All my friends are getting on me like, Jelani, you need to be on social media more. You need to be on Grindr and LinkedIn and Tinder and Match.com. It's like, nah, man, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. It's like, no, Jelani, you have to follow people. Gotta follow this guy. Gotta follow this girl. It's like, no. Follow this guy. Follow this girl. Nobody ever asked this one question. Follow that guy. Follow this girl. Where the fuck are all y'all going, man? It's 1 million people following Katy Perry. You think this bitch knows where she's going? Russell Brown's house is this way. So they always come back and be like, who's following you, Jelani? Who are your followers? I was like, you know who's following me? You know who's following me? The goddamn police. That's who's following me. I went to New York last week. I had 1 million new followers. I kept talking about fucking Ferguson. They still want to unfollow me. But yeah, I'm Jelani. You should follow me on Twitter. It is really bright up here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jelani Wills. Have a good night. Give it up for Alex.
Thank you, Jelani. All right, the last comic, everybody, is the last comic. You got to give her a nice warm applause for her. This is only like her 5th or 6th time, so you got to be nice and gentle. Got to be gentle. All right? Let's get it up a nice I want to hear it. You ready to clap? Ready to clap? One more time. Clap for Jordan Green. Come on now, Jordan. She's running. Look at it. It's like dun, 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 dun. Okay, Jordan, come on up. Your last comment.
All right. Can we all give it up for Alex? Like, this is his first show here, right? Bright lights, this crowd, amazing. All right, first of all, before we get started, I really want to apologize for being late. I want to tell you that, like, I was fashionably late, but that's honestly not the case right now. Have you been outside lately? It's like 20 degrees colder than what I planned. I was kind of wondering, like, when I was walking over here, huddling, do you think, like, the weather is trying to give us a sign that we should just roll back 2 months ago? I mean, think about it. Kasich dropped, Cruz dropped, Trump's the only one left. They're like, no, you guys got to do a do-over. You messed up. Thank you, one guy. 2 guys. Everybody else, I'm kind of concerned, but at the same time, I really figured out why this bar is called Villain and Saint. A lot of Trump supporters here, apparently. Okay. All right, so I'm sorry. I really want to get into my material, but I've been really thinking about my outfit. Like, do you guys think
that I think that Aquaman like made me his sidekick, and I'm like not supposed to tell people, but at the same time I really want to tell people. So I've been thinking about my name. Is H2O ho a little too? It's weird. Like it doesn't really show my good moral intentions, but it's the only thing that rhymes, and you got to get your attention across. So, I mean, despite that really well-crafted kind of slutty pun, I'm not really known for my, like, intentions to be a troublemaker. Like, all right, I gotta tell you this story. It happened literally last night. I was super excited about it because it's the first time people have ever made any sort of, like, real presumptions about me. Oh, just to back up, though, a little about me. As Alex said, my name is Jordan. Kind of been known to be a boy's name, and that's given me a lot of anxieties in the past, especially I was born in the 90s. Also, they checked my ID, don't you worry. I'm sorry, they checked my id. They're like, this is her first time up here, and they're like, they stared into my soul. She really, really needs a drink, like her psyche is telling us. Not a lot of psychology majors. I'll cross that out later. But anyway, my name is Jordan, and for the longest time, because I was born in the 90s in Illinois, they're like, oh my God, were you named after Michael Jordan? To which I was like, oh yeah, you see me jumping for the top shelf? Are you kidding me? But yeah, okay, so you usually get the Michael Jordan crack, or they're just like, so, did your parents want a boy? I was like, no, bitch. My parents didn't plan that well enough, so they gave me androgynous name, so whatever I came out as, it was right. And finally, the big kicker was when I was 18 years old, I was just turned 18, I go over to the mailbox and I get this really unexpected box. I open it up, it's a brand new razor of all things. And inside there is a card. It says, congratulations, Jordan, you're a man now, from Gillette. So that's given me a lot of complexes. But the one plus side is like, because everybody thinks, oh, you're Jordan from Chicago, you're kind of a troublemaker, right? From Chicago? Like, sure, that clearly. Sorry, that was a racist joke, but I'm the last act, I don't care. But I've never really had that opportunity until last night. It was the first time anybody made any assumption that I was doing something bad. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and I get a phone call on my landline, which is how you can tell that I don't actually, how do I want to say this? I was really startled because I didn't know I had a landline, which is how you know I rent property. And the call was from my landlord stating that she had heard some complaints from her neighbors that me and my roommates, we were throwing down pretty hard, which is hilarious because despite the Aquaman joke, I kind of look like this outfit that I showed up to like a porno audition for some weird librarian sort of porn, but I was actually looking for a librarian job, but I digress. They assumed that we were throwing this huge party on a Monday night. They got all these complaints and not what. And during this phone call, I was having the time of my life. Nobody had ever accused me of anything like that. And so I'm listening to this phone call. All my other roommates are freaking out because all they hear is me being like, no, ma'am, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Really? You think that was me? They can't quite figure out if I did a crime or something of sort. But to cut this in half, I got a surprise inspection about an hour and a half ago where I had to leave this complete stranger throughout the house that I'm renting. And the entire time I'm showing her these rooms and I'm on the tip of my tongue. I want to make up a story for every single room. She's like, here, check out the kitchen. Notice we cleaned the baseboards. Yeah, funny story about that. Actually, we were doing lines off the baseboard with this hooker, but she passed out and it was bleeding everywhere. So we had to clean it up. But I have a tendency to I'm up here. I have a tendency to overshare. While she's inspecting this, I was just like, rails, hooker, blood, and this happened continuously, like through every single room. I'd show her the laundry room. We have a laundry room. That's how you know I run. And it'd be like, yeah, laundry room. Strangely not good for laundering money. She'd look around and be like, oh, nothing. I'm sorry. This is so exciting for me. Not as exciting as it is, though, to see the time. This is my third time. Can we give it up for that?
Good job, Jordan. Good job. Give it up for Jordan Green, everybody. Braves to come up here at the end to close out the show. Listen, you guys have been great. Give a round of applause to yourselves. You guys were fantastic. You're amazing. We do this every Wednesday night, 6:30. We ran a little over, but now we're going to pass it off to the music open mic. They're going to play some tunes. Please stick around. Listen to some fantastic music from other local musicians. Thank you very much. This has been Alex Espinosa and Crooked Comedy. Thank you.